It's right where she aims.
What is this?
This is the producers listening to their favorite host instructions.
There is no chance the producer's favorite song is this garbage.
No. It's Blake Shelton. You told me you liked Blake Shelton.
Oh, yeah.
You said...
Producer guy, can this ridiculously terrible music? Let's start the show from the top. Please.
Prez, you told me your favorite country artist was Blake Shelton last week on the show.
Prez doesn't have a favorite country artist and never will. Cue the music.
We got some technical difficulties. As you guys can see, we are in the studio this week. Why? Because Prez decided to make a trek down from the frozen north.
And we're going to have good volume today.
Well, I don't know what we're going to have today, but it's going to be a PG-13 version of the Kelly.
Speaking of which, Kelly, on behalf of all of our audience, where's your coffee?
Oh, I did not bring coffee today. I swear.
It was the highlight of, come on, it's not even fair. Literally the highlight of last week's video was you spilling coffee, and I know we're in a PG-13 studio, so we'll go with on your tatas. And then you proceeded to wipe them off.
It was on my shirt.
If we could just get a slow-mo of the wipe.
You should see the shirt I had for Christmas. It would say naughty and nice, and all the Christmas party, I just kept swiping back and forth. The whole party when I was drunk, and everybody's like, why did you have that shirt? Now everybody wants to swipe the shirt.
Does anyone have coffee they could spill on Kelly?
No, and we have no rock music either. I'm sorry. It is country music only.
I can't even. I'm actually struggling to do the show without some good music to start with.
Do you guys have that stupid song he wants to hear? Can you guys please play it for me? No.
No!
All right, this worked out so great.
You're killing us.
The Def Leppard one.
No.
What was it?
Eminem.
Oh, he wants to hear Eminem, Lose Yourself. Can you guys please play Eminem, Lose
Then we can get into the mood, the hype, the
now
show.
Now he's going to give away all losers because he's in a bad
Like
mood.
Last week, worst week ever. We'll discuss that in a bit.
Yet again.
Yeah. Ay.
How about those Bengals, Prez?
Yeah.
That was such a good play. And that wasn't a fade of you. That was just,
I didn't even bet the game, man.
You did.
Our customers who watch us, our viewers are putting comments in as if I'm betting. We literally give out every side and total on every game. Do these people actually think I'm making 30 bets on a Sunday?
On an NFL, maybe on a college football Saturday.
I'm giving you what I think. I'm giving everybody what I think is the best side and the best total. I'm only making 3 or 4 bets. This coming Sunday, I'm only going to make 2 bets.
Another thing to consider is that usually today is Wednesday because we had the pleasure of Prez coming to visit us in Las Vegas. I'm so excited you guys are going to buy me lunch. I'm going to drink about 4 glasses of wine. But this is Wednesday, so we have a little bit more information. But usually we shoot the show Tuesday. So you guys have to remember there's 5 or 6 days in there where we need more information and stuff like that. But I definitely enjoy doing the show because I get early insight from Prez. Can we get that Eminem Lose Yourself so we can get him out of this funk, please, somebody? No? Can't get it? Too late? Nope.
Okay,
really
you know
nice
what? Let's get the show on the road. We had a comment last week. What's up with the first 7 minutes of your show? Stop with the jabbering, stop with the garbage, and get into the picks.
I'm actually going to go right now and look at some of the comments because
what I want to do, Kel, is I want to do 8 minutes of nonsense today.
8 minutes of nonsense.
Well,
okay.
Listen, it didn't please that man, and that made me happy.
It didn't please that man.
Everybody else gets it. Guys, I did a video with Kelly today that you must watch. It's about who I am as a person. It's about the WagerTalk story. You actually see me at my most serious. And
I even did a wardrobe change from that video just because I'm tired of the not enough cleavage complaints.
Well, it's not that I'm the one complaining. I got an HR department in WagerTalk. I mean, you are the HR department, but...
Another company I work for made me do sexual harassment training last night because I, of course, put it off for 30 days.
Is that in case you sexually harass someone?
I was so...
Because I feel very harassed by you in all our videos.
I was so mad that I literally... I spent 2 hours of my life on sexual harassment training last night that I will never, as the HR director of WagerTalk, I will never make you guys take sexual harassment training. I told Marco, if one of you guys is sexual harassing me, I'm just going to karate chop you in the throat. Just right in the throat.
Okay, Kel, I had a terrible week last week. I went into last Sunday on a 10-1 NFL run. I was 12-5. Oh, you're playing it.
I got it. I couldn't get them to get it, but at least you can jam out to my laptop right now and get like pumped.
I love this song. It's a great song.
Do you want to hear a funny story about 8 Mile, which is what this movie, what the song came from? So the only thing
How about not while it's playing?
Okay.
What? We're ready? It's kicking in and
I
like
told
2
the story
bars.
by now.
I don't want to hear you. 1, 2,
Don't wanna hear
3,
you.
4.
It's still not. There it goes. He's gonna trip over his mic.
One shot. One opportunity.
I feel like back in the day with the jukebox.
I don't remember those days. Those are called the 1980s.
Yeah. Marco remembers them.
Marco, we need your thumbprint already.
Before we get into, let's just, one quick thing before we get into our show. I've been in Vegas for 2 days. I've taken about, 7, 8 Ubers. And, I've been to Nashville, I've been to Minnesota, I've been all over Iowa, I've been everywhere in America. It's fascinating to me. You're in Iowa, you're in Minnesota, Nashville, West Virginia. You take Ubers, you walk out, and people love their music in America. And wherever you walk, in those places, it's like one garbage country song after another. I've been in 7 Ubers in 2 days in Vegas, and all it is hip hop. It's remarkable the difference. It's like heavy. We're pulling up to the traffic lights in Vegas, and it's like guys are like jamming to hip hop. Vegas is awesome. I love hip hop. I love rock.
I
love
hip-hop,
grunge.
like old hip hop. Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent. My hip hop from when I was in high school. That's the hip hop I like. This stuff now.
I actually think this stuff now is really, really good. But anyway, Kel, I think we're at our 8-minute mark. I don't even want to hear.
7 minutes. I finally found it. 7 minutes and nothing but bullshit babble. You two get a room and just sit down and talk to one another.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Butch,
sorry. What was my comment? It's our show. We do what we want. Kelly, let's go.
Next week will be no more than 6 minutes, I promise.
Well, I lied. We're probably at 8. Let's get into this, Kel. I went 0-3 last week. I completely stunk. I'm now on a 10-4 NFL run. Look, I'm 12-8 on the season. I'm up. I've won all 3 of my 5 stars, so I'm up big units in cash. We're going to have those days. And I feel terrible because the higher your streak goes in this business, the more customers start buying you, the more hype you get. And then, like, at the pinnacle of the streak is when you come crushing down.
Always. You have an 8-0 weekend.
It's heartbreaking.
And everybody goes and buys, and then you just know, you're like, oh, my God, I'm going to go 1-5 this week.
It literally is heartbreaking for me because nothing is more important to me than winning for the clients. I can afford an 0-3 loss. I can afford many of those. But whatever, I had my slump. It's over now. I got 2 plays I'm selling at WagerTalk.com. Get them for $10.
Don't worry, guys. I'll tweet out the link from Prez's Twitter account. So before I got here, Marco and I were talking in the green room before we started shooting. And I said, for the love of God, can someone teach Prez how to tweet? So I'm going to do this from now on.
You're going to take over my Twitter account?
For, like, you can say whatever you want, but for, like...
I never say anything.
I know, but, like, they're... It's so bad.
I'm too old, man. I don't... Who sits there and writes this shit? Anyway, she'll tweet out. Bottom line, Prez NFL 10. Both my picks on Sunday for $10. Prez NFL 10. And Kelly, I want to wish you a happy New Year. Hockey starts today.
Hockey. I'm like, what?
Hockey starts today. And for Canadians, for most of the world, New Year is on December 31st, January 1st. For Jews like myself, we had our New Year 2 weeks ago. But for Canadians, New Year starts today. Leafs start tonight. I've already got my first pick.
I'm terrible.
They're playing the Canadians. My first pick is up. I hit 60% last year.
So what can you here's
hockey,
a good hockey
baby.
question for you. What the hell is a Canadian? Like, you're just your own national...
Yeah, it's a stupid name.
Okay, just checking.
We got football to talk about, and we better get into it.
Well,
Indianapolis, New England.
17 minutes of babble later.
Yeah, Indianapolis, New England. It's -10 for New England. The over and under is 51.5. Should we spin the show and you tell us what you think?
No. We shouldn't, because I don't like this game at all. And so, no, I don't want to talk about this one. You know what I do want to talk about? I want to talk about 6 other games that I really like. This is not one of them.
Well, we'll get there, Kelly, but we got to go down the card. So this is the Thursday night game. Me, you, Marco, and a whole bunch of guys are getting together on Thursday night. I'm super pumped. Chris, you're welcome to
That's
join.
how bad this game is. I'm actually going to go to dinner during the game, which I never do. I had a client dinner on Monday night, and I was the asshole with my phone at the table watching
Kelly,
the
I
Broncos
think you're
game.
the one that is babbling today and not me. And I understand you are in my presence, and I get it. Most women babble in my presence. I need you to calm down. I want you to breathe. Namaste, Kelly.
Namaste, Prez. Oh, God.
New England minus 10, over and under is 51.5. Look, I told you guys last week on the show that New England was the bet. I literally said this is going to be a blowout. Of course, I didn't have the balls to bet them, but that's a different story. I don't think New England is the bet here this week. Indianapolis has kept every game close. I mean, they lost a heartbreaker in Houston last week with a gutsy fourth down call in overtime, which, listen, I didn't like in the individuality of where the game was, but I love that Frank Reich did it.
Well, we need him to do it if he was going to cover.
Yeah. No, I love that he put the opportunity to win over draw ahead. I think it actually bodes well for the future because I think players like when that happens.
Well, we saw Mike Vrabel do it for the Titans, and they won the game.
Oh, the Titans, man, that team is tough right now. I'm gonna lean on the over in this game at 51. It came out at 53. There's money that is dropping it down to 51. But I can't find a side bet. I don't want to take Indy at 10. I can easily make an argument on both sides. I think this game should be a high-scoring game. We saw Andrew Luck throw over 400 last week. And I don't believe in the New England defense, even though they shut Miami out last week. So I'm going to lean on over the 51 points in this game.
All right, I'm going to lean on nothing except for the table after I drink a bottle of wine at dinner with these guys. Okay, Baltimore, -3 at the Browns. I feel like this is like a very trappy line. The Browns, 4 interceptions by Baker Mayfield, makes them really, really hard to back here. I don't know what we're going to see. This Browns defense is good, though.
So, you know what? It's actually an interesting line because it really shows how far Cleveland has come. I mean, Baltimore is rock solid. They went into Pittsburgh last week. And I released Pittsburgh, but Baltimore looked really, really good. And Baltimore's defense right now, statistically, is the #1 defense in football. And they're basically at 0 in the second half, 4 games into the season. It shows you that the public wants to bet Cleveland now because this line could have been larger. With that said, I'm not going to take Baltimore in this game. And again, I'm not going to take Cleveland. I'm struggling to find a side in this game. The over and under is 47 here, and with Baltimore's defense being as stout as they are, I really think the play on this game is under the total of 47.5.
All right, a game I know we disagree with because we did it with Teddy, our buddy Teddy Covers earlier. Jacksonville catching 3 at the Chiefs. I'm not sold on this Chiefs team. I think we finally saw Mahomes get reeled back in. Yes, of course, he threw an amazing pass with his left hand last Monday night to beat the Broncos. That was awesome on his account. But this Chiefs defense is Swiss cheese. They have so many holes. And now they face the best defense in the league, Jacksonville Jaguars. Blake Bortles can surely exploit the Chiefs.
Look at that metaphor. Swiss cheese holes. I like it. Kelly, I'm not with you at all. I love the Kansas City Chiefs here at -3. The bottom line is, and Teddy and I spoke about this in a video, you know, Kansas City played a really good defense against Denver, and everyone was talking about, well, now they're finally going to go up against a really rock-solid defense and an aggressive pass-rushing defense. What's going to happen to Pat Mahomes? And look, he had 3 bad quarters, and then he came to life. They were down by 10 going into the fourth. I just don't see how Jacksonville could keep up here. They have built their entire offense around Fournette. He's not playing in the game. Yeldon is not the same as he is. I think this game is going to be high scoring, so I like over the total of 49 points. But I really, you know, people will sit here and say, well, Kansas City is going to come down to earth. Kansas City is going to lose a game, et cetera, et cetera. Yes, they're going to lose a game against a weaker opponent. They're going to lose one of those, like, trap sandwich games that, like, everyone's shocked that they lost, you know, Oakland Raiders or something. Not this game. This game could have literally home field advantage to the Super Bowl implications. Kansas City is going to beat Jacksonville. They're going to beat them by more than 3. I'm on Kansas City, and I like over the total of 49 points.
All right, next up, we just talked about them a little bit. The Tennessee Titans, now 3.5 at the Buffalo Bills. The Titans have been making me a lot of money the last couple weeks. Nice outright wins as dogs, and they just keep cashing. I don't think I'm brave enough to bet the Bills here, but I don't think I want to lay the chalk with the Titans either.
You know, it's funny. This Titans team, you know who they remind me of is the Trent Dilfer Baltimore team, where you don't understand how they're winning. It's like they can't move the ball, they can't run the ball, they can't throw the ball. Their offense looks terrible, and yet it's like they just fight tooth and nail and scratch it out at the end. It's amazing to watch, and a testament to Vrabel because he's got this team playing in his image. This is a tough out. Buffalo got put up a 0 against Green Bay last week. You know what I really love in this game? Like the line opened at 4 and it's come down to 3 in a lot of places. So there's obviously some smart money coming in on Buffalo. What I really love in this game is under 39 points. I mean, I think Buffalo is going to have a real tough time putting up more than 17 in this game. And we've already seen with Tennessee, this is not a juggernaut offense.
Especially now with an injured Mariota.
This game, I mean, 17-13, 17-14, 13-10.
9-7.
Yeah,
Something terrible.
One of my favorite plays on the board is the under in this game. Under 39, that's where my money's going.
So my only loss last week in the Super Contest, I took the bait with the lovely Giants. I wanted to beat my head against the wall. Basically, they scored a touchdown and didn't do anything after that. Now they have to play the Panthers. Catching a touchdown, I kind of like the Panthers this week, but I don't know if that's just an overreaction to how bad I think the Giants probably are.
You know, listen, you know me. Like, I couldn't lay 7 with New England last week, and I thought it was going to be a blowout. I always struggle to lay 7. You got to take Carolina in this game. I think the Giants are done. And you know, I told you at the beginning that I like them over 6.5 games on the season, and I think I'm going to lose that bet. I like Carolina here, and I really like under the total of 44.5 points. This Carolina team is a run-first football team, whether it's Cam or Christian McCaffrey. And their defense is just rock solid. I mean, the New York Giants are really going to struggle to put up more than 14, 13 points in this football game. I'm going with under 44.5, and I like Carolina to cover the 7.
Really interesting one here. Broncos were catching 2 at the Jets, now down to 1. So I don't know if the sharp guys have more faith in Case Keenum than I do. Worst rated QBR quarterback in the league. Had multiple opportunities to beat the Chiefs. Couldn't get it done. Couldn't hit a wide open wide receiver. I can't back this team on the road. I took the Ravens a couple of weeks ago for that very same reason. I kind of have to look towards the Jets here, but that early line move kind of scares me.
I mean, this whole week, you know, I'm liking a lot of totals this week, but I'm really struggling with the sides. I mean, I can't back Denver on the road going into New York either, but there's just no chance I'm putting my hard-earned money on the Jets. I mean, the Jets are abysmal. Denver's struggling. You know, here we go again. You know, even with all these high-scoring games that are happening, especially with the quarterback issues, them getting sacked and it being a flag, and the pass interference with all, you know, the games are all going over, not all going over, but there's some ridiculous scores. I'm still going on the under in this game. 42.5 points. Who the hell is going to score in this football? I mean, could this be a 0-0?
God, I hope not. But yeah, it's going to be an ugly one I want no part of. Okay.
Kel, before we get into which is going to be a ridiculously fun game to watch, Atlanta and Pittsburgh, I want to just give out a promo for UWager. I actually just set up an account 2 days ago at UWager. They're a sponsor of our shows.
That is uwager.eu, by the way.
uwager.eu. I just set up an account. What we're going to do starting next week is I'm actually going to show my betting slips. So win or lose, I'm going to actually show the betting slips to everybody.
We need to tweet those out. Don't
Yeah,
forget.
we will tweet them out. I'm going to be betting at uwager.eu, and I'm excited about it. This is a phenomenal sports book. They gave me a promo to give to everybody. I'm going to read the promo because I'm an idiot. You get 50% bonus up to $1,000. So a deposit of up to $1,000, you get a 50% bonus. It has a 10 times rollover, but Kelly, don't get fooled by these rollovers. I mean, it's so easy to roll your money over 10 times. If you literally put $1,000 into uwager.eu, you're now at $1,500. At the end of the football season, you will have rolled that over 20 times. So it's basically a free $500. Just go to uwager.eu and use the promo code Prez.
The Prez. You have your own promo code. I figured it was going to be the other one, WT50. So if you don't like Prez and you don't want him to get credit for it, you can just use a WagerTalk promo code and still get 50%.
That's fine by me. They're not paying me privately.
Why do I have a mic issue? Just because I don't have enough clothes on?
No,
it's a presidential address.
It's because can we see that mic issue again in slow-mo?
No.
I'm not speaking on behalf of me. I'm a happily taken man.
Let's talk about this huge total. We were just talking about
57 and a half?
Good God. Is this a college game? Seriously, I saw this total and I thought, wow.
We should have asked Ralph. I mean, how often are there 57
where is
and
Ralph?
a halves?
Ralph is not in the peanut gallery behind us.
Anybody in the peanut gallery know how often are there 57 and a halves up?
When's the last time you saw one, Marco? Yeah.
Marco said it's been a while.
Saints games? That's true. Saints games used to fly over there for a while.
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. This is a really high total, especially after we saw it go under on Monday night. I did take them under on Monday night. About 2 minutes before kick, 6 beers said, sure, Kelly, take that under. And at halftime, I didn't feel so good about it. Yeah,
I took the under in the Chicago game last week as one of my pay picks, and I didn't make it out of the first 10 minutes before I was ready to puke. Kelly, we'll talk about the total in a second. The side is interesting. Straight up, it's interesting. I mean, Atlanta cannot lose this football game if they want a shot at making the playoffs.
I don't think either team can lose this football game.
I mean, I think with Pittsburgh, it's a little easier because they're playing in a division where a 9-7 team can sneak into a wild card, maybe even an 8-8.
Do you think Pittsburgh can even win 9 games? I don't.
The bottom line is we have 2 teams that we expected a lot out of coming into the season that are literally in week 5 win or out mode, and especially with Atlanta. I mean, Carolina is going to win against the Giants this week, taking them to 4-1. New Orleans should win as well this week, -7 against Washington. Atlanta cannot fall this far behind. The game, it's -3 for Pittsburgh, and I have to take Atlanta. And I know I've been talking about Atlanta every video, how great I think they are. Their injuries on defense is really what's done them in. I mean, you had a New Orleans late-minute drive to take that game into overtime 2 weeks ago, and then you had a Cincinnati late-minute drive to win the game. I mean, Atlanta could just as easily be 3-1 right now, and they also could have been
ever going to score a touchdown this year?
And what about last year? It's remarkable. But Atlanta could be 4-0 this year. I mean, they had a tough loss against Philadelphia, a tough loss against New Orleans. This is a 1-3 team that is this is a 3-1 team masquerading as a 1-3 team. I got to take Atlanta plus the 3 points here. And Kelly, going to the total, there's no way I could bet this game under. Am I going to put my money on the over? No. Can I see this game going over? More likely than under. Both defenses are just abysmal.
Life's too short to bet the under, Prez, especially in that game, because you'll be sweating your face off.
Is that your motto?
Yes.
Life's too short to bet the under?
Except I do it all the time.
What does that even mean?
It's because life is exciting. You just talked about in the other video how all you want to do is have fun.
Yeah, but fun is watching a 6-3 game when you have the under on your ticket.
Yeah, and it's easy.
I don't really care.
True.
Well,
I don't know. I think like Barstool Sports or somebody said that. I don't know. I saw it on Twitter.
Oh, now you're giving credit to Barstool Sports. It came from me, Kelly. I have it on a shirt.
You said life's too short to bet the under?
No, I never would say something so stupid.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm giving credit to, the stupid quote. Jeez.
Well, no, I refuse. Remember, Kelly, I got 2 bets up at WagerTalk this week.
Both
Prez,
unders?
No.
Oh.
Actually, no.
Okay.
Prez NFL, $10 for my Sunday card.
WagerTalk.com.
I'm taking Atlanta plus the 3 and over the total slightly.
Okay. All right. Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers, even though they did beat the Bills and get the cover, I'm still not sold this guy's 100% by any means. And now they go to a divisional game where Detroit has won 3 of their last 4 at Ford Field. And I only say that because I know how much you love the trends.
Oh, yeah. Trends and statistics. Yeah, you can shove them. Well, we're at a studio. PG.
PG-13.
PG. I bet the under in the Detroit game against Dallas last week. That was my third loss. That was a tough one, actually, because it came down right
field
till
goal.
the
That
end.
is disgusting.
Yeah, well, listen, we've had worse beats than that. I can tell you about my poker life stories. I can't take Green Bay in this game, and I can't take Detroit. Here we go again, where I'm just struggling to take a side. The over and under is 51, and here I go again. Life's too short to bet the overs. I heard that from a friend of mine a few minutes ago.
Life's too short to bet the unders.
I'm going to take the under, Kel. Under 51 points is a big number here. I mean, Green Bay shut out Buffalo last week. Detroit, although their offense is in rhythm, they're still really trying to keep a balanced attack. Stafford is not stretching out the field. It's a lot of short throws. They are trying to run the ball more. At Green Bay, the same way. They're not stretching the field. I think this game is going to struggle to go over the total. We're going to go under 51 points.
Okay. I know Marco agrees with me because we were talking about this one earlier. So you guys can check out this video because I have a feeling Prez might disagree. I like the Dolphins getting 6 at the Bengals. The Bengals have made me some serious money. But I don't think the Miami Dolphins are as fraudulent as we saw last week at Gillette Stadium.
Well, are they as good as we saw in their 3-0 run?
No, but I don't think they're 6 points that bad. I think this is going to be a field goal game. This is going to be like a 28-24 game. This is going to be a 31-28 game. I don't see this being...
So basically this game's going over 49.5.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's the only bet I can make here. Listen, I lean on the dog. It came out at 6. It's now there's a couple of 7s on the board. I lean on Miami as well. Look, I think any team going into New England last week was going to get slaughtered. So yeah, I'd like to put that game aside for Miami. And I think Cincinnati, I think we heard Marco talk about it in another video, a sandwich game. You know, interesting analogy for Marco.
If he makes one more food analogy about Marco today, all he talks
I love Marco. And I just
all you talk about is buffet, sandwiches,
No, Kelly,
tacos.
listen, here's the bottom line. I want to address this issue right now.
Marco's like one of the skinnier guys that works here.
Which is sad, Kelly, sad. And I'm not here to mock slightly
you're hurting my stomach.
or extremely overweight people, depending on how you define it. You know, I feel bad for them, but
the HR department likes that.
Listen, this is the bottom line, and I mean this in all sincerity.
Did you say extremely overweight?
I didn't say extremely. I said small or extremely, depending on how you want to define it. Here's the bottom line, Kelly. Marco is my business partner.
Okay.
Ralph is one of the best writers, probably the single best sports betting writer.
People love Ralph.
No,
as much as you hate
Ralph
trends,
is the greatest writer
he's like
in the industry.
The trend
Ralph
king.
is the greatest writer in the industry. Marco is one of the best human beings you'll ever meet in your life. And I don't want to start listing out other people, but the bottom line is, Kelly, man, like, it pisses me off. Like, in all seriousness, it pisses me off. Like, lose weight for your health. This is like
he doesn't want you guys to die.
Yeah,
so
like
he can keep
these are
making
my
it money.
partners, man. These are my partners, and they're getting older.
Yeah, but Prez, you and I
it hurts your knee joints. It hurts your back joints. Like you know what,
But
Kelly?
you and I go to the gym every day. Come on, it's different.
Kelly.
It's different. It's like a lifestyle thing. You can't expect everybody to live your lifestyle.
Kelly, I say this because I care. I mean, one of the analogies I was going to use today was like dental floss on Marco. This
Can
team
you
won't
fix your
cover.
mic? Look, can somebody help him?
Why?
Put it back inside where it's supposed to go.
Oh, who cares? Mike Schmike. Enjoy it on the outside.
There you go.
Anyway, so it's not me mocking. It's not me making fun. It's me with deep, deep love and devotion.
Like tough love. Got it.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
come on, man. Like, losing weight is one of the easiest problems in the world to address.
Just do what people always do to
Just eat less.
Do what people always do to Johnny and bet him money, and then he always seems to lose because like he's like.
Marco, come here. Marco, come.
Marco, come here.
Marco.
Can we wrap this up? I'm freaking hungry.
Hey, Marco.
I am hungry too.
Marco, I'm gonna offer you. I'm going to offer you $100 for every 10 pounds you lose.
I think you should do more.
If you lose 40 pounds, I will round it to $1,000. You have until March Madness.
No, that's not enough time. Not health-wise. You got to give him 40 weeks. So it's a pound a week.
Okay,
He's healthy.
40 weeks.
So he gets, but I'm going to give him 50 weeks. If you can lose 40 pounds,
$1,000 bucks. You know what?
$1,000.
Forget it. I'm going to make it 2,000. 2,000 out of my
Free
own
money.
pocket.
You don't even lose if
Out
you
of
don't do
my
it.
own pocket, $2,000 if you lose 40 pounds. $1,000 if Ralph loses 40 pounds. Not suggesting who I love more.
Ralph could lose 40 pounds way easier, though, than Marco. Ralph could lose 40 pounds
You know
by
what?
quitting drinking
You're right.
beer.
Ralph literally could take a dump.
Enjoy the rest of the video. By the way, I don't endorse this candidate for president.
Who's that? Is that Preston?
I'll book the bet, and if I don't lose 40 in 40 weeks, I'll pay you $2,000.
Wait, yeah, you want to...
Ooh, an interest. Preston with an interesting maneuver.
Wait, what do I get? What if I lose 4 pounds? Can I get $2,000?
Kelly, I don't want you to lose anything. Girl, on behalf of everybody, you are perfect the way you are. Can we dance?
Can we dance? I can't dance. Can we listen to more of Blake Shelton
No,
while we dance?
how about a slow dance? Lady
Yeah,
in
Blake Shelton.
Red, Endless Love.
No, Blake Shelton. That song's really good.
Oakland and the Chargers.
God, I hate Oakland right now so much.
Well,
I know I'm not supposed to be emotional about sports betting, but so one of the things I like to look at every week is the top 5 consensus plays in the Super Contest, and number 1 play was the Raiders. So just to be a contrarian ass, I was like, da-da-da, Browns, let's go. And Baker Mayfield blew that game. And now everybody's like, oh, cool, the Raiders, yet again. I'm not buying
Baker
the hype.
Mayfield looks like he...
Not buying the hype on the Raiders.
Baker Mayfield is for real. You know who he reminds me of? Sports Cheetah. Do you know why? Because, like...
The beard?
WagerTalk drafted this beautiful man, Preston, Sports Cheetah, tweeting up a storm. And now the guy has become an iconic legend in this industry. And I think that's where Baker Mayfield will end up. He will go the route of the cheetah.
I do owe Baker an apology. I thought he'd be Johnny Manziel 2.0, so I got to give him a little bit better than
Cheetah's
that.
a god. We're excited to have him in the studio, everybody. And he's selling picks back at WagerTalk.com. I'm so thrilled. I can't stand Oakland. I can't stand them on defense. I can't stand them on offense. I can't stand their coach. I've talked about his hair on every show. That stupid visor. Now he's got these flushed cheeks happening.
Yeah, now he's got a W.
I can't
Thanks,
even look at
Cleveland.
him. I can't
He's
even.
got a W.
Honestly, I can't even look at this.
And guess who kicked the game-winning field goal against me? K-State's kicker.
And you know what? I hated Gruden on air too. I'm taking the Chargers minus the 5. They came out at 7.5 as the opening line. There was 4.5s on the board. I will take the Chargers minus the 7.5. I think the Chargers cover this game, Kel. I think this game is going over the total. I love the over in this football game
over
as well.
53.5.
I think this game is going to be a super high-scoring game. I'm laying the points. I'm taking the over. Let's move on to what I think is going to be really one of the most exciting games of the week: Arizona against San Fran. Like, when I define exciting, it's like, you know, like
I was trying to guess if you're being facetious here. Okay,
yeah,
so
me with Kate Upton. That's how exciting. Over in 1 minute.
Okay, great. So the 49ers actually surprised a lot of people last week. They hung in there with the Chargers, but this is how bad Arizona is. I mean, I took Arizona last week, plus 3.5, got out of there alive somehow. I don't know what to make of this game.
Listen, you got to take San Fran here. C.J. Beathard looked good last week. He was throwing the ball around the field, and he looked tough. So, I think Arizona is a disaster. And, I mean, where's DJ? They can't even run the ball. Like, in all seriousness, there's not one part of their game that is working out for them. Arizona's a mess. I'm not going to bet this game, but I lean towards the minus the 4.5 with the favorite. And I also, strangely, Kelly, completely contrarian to the way I think this game is going to go over the total of 41.
You love those overs. Okay.
What do you mean? I'm on like 7 unders.
I'm kidding. Okay. Minnesota, a team that loves to consistently break my heart, so I did not bet them last week. Obviously, the game got a push or I would have lost. Catching only 3 at Philly.
In a revenge game, which is so meaningless in NFL football.
I don't think it's necessarily a revenge game, so to speak. But Minnesota has some definite issues on offense, as we've seen. They had some off-the-field issues with Everson Griffin, which he doesn't really mean that much per se to the point spread, but I think he means a lot more to that team than we realized. God, I don't want to lay the points with the Eagles
Listen,
either.
I got to stop the show for a second. I'm using Marco's computer. He just got a text. It's from his wife, Lori, who
What's it
says, after the video, Katie wants to hang out with you. Marco, you lucky dog. I mean, having your wife text you that another woman wants to hang out with you later today.
Tell her to go to. We want to go to lunch at Echo and Rig.
You know, I'm not
but
even.
Marco
I'm not
won't
going
let
to.
me. I knew it was your stepdaughter, but I didn't want to ruin the allure.
His stepdaughter.
That's like some weird shit Johnny Detroit would be into.
No, Johnny, come on. Johnny's got beautiful kids.
Never mind.
Beautiful
You never see the
kids.
text where Johnny always jokes about staying the night at Marco's house and trying to get with his stepdaughter, who's like, what, 19? 26. Oh, well.
Oh, I didn't.
That's not near as fun.
Oh, getting with Marco's stepdaughter.
That's what Johnny. That's why I was making a Johnny Detroit joke.
Okay.
He always sends Marco like obscene. We're in like this group. You're not in it because you're not cool enough. But it's me, Marco, and Johnny, and we just send each other really horrible things.
Please keep me out of that group.
I usually try to send them horrible stuff before they can do it to me.
Perfect segue. Talk about horrible. Minnesota's season to date. Horrible. I mean, with that said, what a schedule they've had. And now they're going into Philadelphia. And again, you know, like Atlanta and Pittsburgh, I mean, Minnesota is, you know, closing in on must-win mode. With that said, I mean, at least they have what has turned out to be what I think is a weaker division. I can't see the Bears, you know, rolling off a 12-4 season. And Green Bay is hurting. So, yeah, I mean, if Minnesota loses this game, I think they can still make a comeback, whereas Atlanta is in real trouble. I think Philadelphia covers the 3 here, Kel. You know, I mean, Minnesota looked good last week against the Rams, especially offensively. But Philadelphia defensively is so good. And they're going to really – Minnesota's going to struggle in this game offensively. And I think Philadelphia is going to squeak this out. I think 3 is the right number. I could easily see this game being, you know, a 3-point win by Philadelphia. I'm not going to take the side in this game, but if I had to, I would take Philadelphia. And I'm going to lean on under the total of 45. I mean, we've already seen with Philadelphia, this is not a team that puts up a whole lot of points, and their defense is so stout. My bet on this game would be under 45.5, and I lean on the Eagles.
So one of the ugliest dogs I like this week, because you know I love the dogs, Seattle +7 versus the Rams. I know I'm very high on the Rams as well. Thursday night they played a great game, but this is just one of those scenarios where I think Seattle's home field advantage is going to help them keep in this game. And again, I bet against them last week. So their team at home is better, as we saw against the Cowboys. It scares the hell out of me, though, to bet against the Rams.
You know what? I'll tell you honestly, I like the Seahawks here at +7 too. And I don't know where you're referring to as a dog. Like, are you going to take them on the money line? I wouldn't do that.
I'm not taking them necessarily on the money line.
But I like the 7 points.
I always love getting points.
I mean, we're going to see all year, and we see it all the time, you know, when New England was at its height, when Peyton Manning and the Colts were at their height. You know, with Patrick Mahomes led Kansas City currently. You know, every year we see this all the time where these great teams who look unstoppable, I mean, they lose games. They're not, you know, the Rams aren't going 16-0. They lose football games. And not only that, but they win football games by small margins, games that they're supposed to.
Especially divisional games, and that's what my thought process here.
I like Seattle. I'm with you 100% on the 7, but I would wait, Kelly. I think we've already seen one 7.5 come out. I think we're going to get a 7.5 come game time. I like the Seahawks here as well, and I like under the total of 50. You know, the Rams are a high-scoring team, but listen, Seattle's defense, even without Thomas and Chancellor and Sherman, you know,
you still think they're
Bennett,
the Legion of Doom?
I don't think they're the
Boom, or what is it? What do they call themselves?
I don't think they're the Legion of Doom. In a wrestling perspective, I think they're more Heart Foundation.
I know nothing about wrestling.
Yeah. Oh, somebody said I look like Bret the Hitman Hart. They should have seen me like 1 year ago. I had my hair halfway down my waist. Marco got hungry and ate it off. So, yeah.
Wait, this guy?
Yeah, they think I look like that guy, yeah. Yeah, I'll take it. He's cool as shit. I actually read his autobiography. It was a fun read.
You know what's funny? If you tilt your face up like his a little bit, the mouth and nose. I mean, granted, you don't have giant windshield.
I think it's probably because I talk such shit like he does.
God, that's
Seattle
freaking funny.
plus the 7.
Yeah, there's where you look like him. Look, you guys are both old guys now.
Yeah. Great. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, I look exactly like him. Okay, let's move on. Seattle and the under. Houston and Dallas. Houston -3 against Dallas.
Prez doesn't like it when it happens to him, Marco.
No, make fun. Kel, make fun of me all you want. I actually prefer if everybody at WagerTalk makes fun of me.
I think making fun of each other makes life so much better.
Well, I take it as only love.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't make fun of anybody
If I
you
didn't
don't
like you,
like.
I just wouldn't talk to you.
Exactly. Well, that's not true. I actually pay you.
Yeah, but I still don't have to. Johnny told me if you don't like doing those videos with Prez, you don't have to do it.
I'm going to text Johnny right now.
I swear to God.
Who is this Johnny guy? What the hell?
The bald guy.
Do you like
that wears the
Houston
Adidas
-3,
tracksuits.
Kel?
No, I don't like this game at all. Houston got a bounce back game, but again, we talked about this earlier. It's because of the play calling by the Colts, which didn't work out in their favor. The Colts had multiple opportunities. Well, I shouldn't say multiple. They had a opportunity to win that game.
With that said, Kelly, emotion is a huge factor.
It is, and they finally got a win.
Houston got a win. They're not out of it. They're coming home feeling good. And not only that, Kelly, but the way they won. You know, one would argue, well, if they went into Indianapolis, they slaughtered them 40-20, they come home feeling good.
Do you think Zeke's going to play? That's the next question. He's probable.
I think he'll play.
Okay.
But
So then the
honestly,
line should be
I
3.
don't care.
But if he doesn't play...
I don't care if he plays or he doesn't play.
Okay.
I mean,
he hasn't had
the bottom line
an
is,
amazing year by
the
any
bottom
means.
line is Houston might have turned their season around last week. They're coming home. They're feeling great after that overtime win. You know, Dallas, yeah, sure, they're feeling good too. They've won a few games. You know, I can't stand the team. I think they suck. I am all over Houston -3 in this football game. I don't know. I just don't know how you can't bet it any other way.
Okay.
Monday night, what a game. Washington and New Orleans. It's going to be a shootout, 52.5, -6.5 now.
You know, we did a video earlier, and
I don't think anything was discussed in that video, other than me and Teddy just making fun of each other.
That's not even the video I'm talking about. But okay, so Prez, who do you like in this one? I lean towards the Redskins with Teddy. I don't think I'm going to bet it. I don't bet a lot of primetime games. I'll be really honest with you. So this isn't something that I'm like, ooh, rah, rah. No, it's not that exciting to me. I think you're right. It's going to be a shootout, but...
Yeah, I think the bet here is on over the total of 52.5, and I like the skins here too, Kelly. I think it's too high a number. I mean, Washington looks good. I think they're, you know, AP out. Who cares? Chris Thompson's a good running back. Alex Smith can put up some big yards. We've already seen it. They got a good wide receiver core. They got a great tight end. Their defense is playing really good. I mean, this is Ryan Kerrigan's coming out party. Somebody actually dropped him in my fantasy.
I was just getting ready to ask you that. If this Redskins secondary poses an issue for Drew Brees, then that kind of makes me a little nervous about
Well, I
betting
don't
the
think
over.
I think, look, it's never only about the secondary. When people talk about how good a secondary is, you know, ultimately, if you put Ray Lewis and, you know, the late Derek Thomas and the late Reggie White and the nutcase Lawrence Taylor all together on a defense, you and I could play secondary. So it comes in tandem with the pass rush. I like Washington plus the 6.5. I like over the total of 52.5. And well, Kelly, I like doing this video with you in studio. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was fun. Sorry, guys, it's a little more PG-13-esque because, you know, we're in a nice building and I can't drop F-bombs or spill coffee on myself. I mean, I guess I could still spill coffee on myself because it was not on purpose. Obviously, we were just doing a live.
It was on purpose, Kelly.
Yes, just dumped all the coffee all over myself. Prez is going to take me to lunch now. Make sure you guys go to WagerTalk.com. Get both of his NFL plays, Prez NFL 10. Make sure you guys check out uwager.eu. You get 50% payback if you deposit, whatever you deposit. If you deposit $1,000, you get $500.
Up to $1,000, you get 50% put into your account from uwager.eu. 10 times rollover. But ultimately, that's irrelevant. So it's a free $500 for $1,000 or a free $50 for $100. I'm betting there. I'm going to be showing you my tickets every week.
Yes, I'm going to work on Prez's Twitter. Anything else we want to close out? I'm ready for lunch. I'm so freaking hungry.
No, we're good to go. Is Marco coming for lunch?
Of course.
Would he have it any other way? I'm the Prez. That's Kelly, the best.
Make sure you guys follow Prez on Twitter. I will be live tweeting lunch from his account.